So I had a recent conversation with someone that reminded me that successful women use different words. They have a different talk track. And I was really inspired to do a video about practicing talking like a successful woman. Now, I consider myself successful, and with that being said, over the years, I have gotten better with the way that I talk about myself, the way that I talk to and about other people, and the way that I talk about my situations. So those are three buckets that I think are really important if you want to always draw success to your life. You get to perfect the way that you talk about yourself, the way you talk about other people, and the way you talk about situations. But those ways that you speak about those three buckets have everything to do with your thoughts. What are the thoughts that I'm having? What are the feelings that I'm experiencing about me, about others, and about my situations? Now, your feelings can be felt, and it's okay if those feelings end up having some negative connection because you are a human being. Sometimes we have experiences that really put a pin or a stamp on something and make it like a negative thing. And when that happens, it's hard for us to change our words around it. So let me give you an example. If I've had a bad experience in school and all my thoughts and feelings around school is it's too much work or people are unkind there, it's going to be a challenge for me to unlearn some of the words that I've been thinking. And then as a result, I'm going to have a hard time like saying things differently. And so that's normal. You're human. It happens. What I want to help you practice here is how to unlearn that behavior and have new words so that you can speak like a successful woman that gets what they desire, that is able to, with ease, receive good things in their life and expect good things in their life. And so one thing is, the first thing you get to do is kind of take an audit of what are the words that you've been using. So I want you to think about, as of lately, if you kind of take a day or take a week even and have a journal next to you, and I want you to write down what are some of those words that kind of pop in your mind about yourself that maybe you describe yourself as, some adjectives. And I also want you to also think about what are some verbs that you use, because I think some things can be helpful in moving yourself forward, but you can also say some verbs, some actions that can keep you more stagnant. And so I want you to consider, what are some of the words that you're using? What ways are you describing yourself? Are you using, words that are moving you forward? Or are you using words that are more stagnant? All right. So just consider it. You can do a day, you can do a week, just check out the words. And this is not to shame yourself. This is to observe. Do the same thing when you catch yourself saying things about people, especially if you say a lot of things about the same people, which is typical. Throughout your day, we might talk about family members or friends or coworkers. I want you to take notice of who are the people that you keep talking about and what are the kind of things you keep saying about these people. This is not to make you feel bad. This is not to make you feel like I'm such a loser because I say these things about people, because you know what? Everybody does it. Now, that doesn't mean it's right. It just means that it is true. It makes us human. So it's cool because that's what it is. This purpose of this video is to help us get aware of what we're saying and what we're thinking so that we can just decrease how long we stay in those spaces. Let me give you an example. I've definitely been on the phone with people and there's somebody that is in my life that I might be tired of, talking to, or I might be tired of feeling like anxious in their space. And so I'm rehearsing those feelings in my head. I'm rehearsing that talk track with maybe someone else that I might be venting to. And I find myself saying a lot of words that are creating negative emotions and feelings in me, more than saying the things that I love about these people, how the things that we've experienced together have been so amazing. I'm so glad they're in my life. I spend more time on one talk track than the other, so it creates these negative feelings. And so now I have this negative feeling when I'm in this person's space. And so it takes a lot of unlearning saying and talking all the negative feelings. I'm not saying don't deal with it, because you get to deal with it. Talk to Jesus and a therapist to get that together. You get to deal with it. You also have to ask yourself, do I keep creating what's not there anymore? So there's this great book called The Body Keeps Score. And in that book, it really helps you realize how much our body remembers feelings and experiences, even if they happen years ago, because we can recreate it in our body. And I mean, we do this all the time. You remember when you had this amazing meal years ago or like a day ago, and you can just remember the taste, you can remember all the things. You can remember your grandparents' hug. You can remember how that feels. If you think about it long enough, you start feeling the feelings. You remember. We have amazing, brains and wiring that allows us to do that. On the flip side, it can still do it in the negative way and help us create negative feelings, even when those things aren't happening anymore. So we got to practice creating those positive feelings, and that starts with thoughts. Starts with words and feeling it in our body, making ourselves feel it in our body, rewiring our body for it. So to become a successful woman, words are important. And so as you audit these words, and doing the same thing with what you're saying about your circumstances, just audit it. Take a day, take a week, audit those things. After you have audited those things, I want you to give yourself permission to let go of those words and those thoughts and those feelings about those things. Now, if you need to work through some stuff, again, Jesus and a therapist, I'm here for it. If it's not something that you necessarily need to do some deep work through because you're like, you know what, I can stop saying that, I'm tripping, then you're good. And you get to replace those thoughts and words. And the best way to do that is to turn on the gratitude knob. What is some future gratitude you can have about people? What is some current gratitude you can have about them? You can use that to help you change words, and that will also help to change your feelings. You can do that about yourself first, about others, and about your situations. When you turn on the gratitude knob, you start seeing things differently. You have a different perspective. Now, you get to be aware and know the difference, and this is a nuance, if something is toxic and something is unhealthy for you. If it's literally causing you mental, physical harm, right? Emotional harm, that's when I say, hey, Jesus and a therapist, get it together. You hear me? But you have to know the nuance, right? It's also such thing as having boundaries, right? Successful women know how to talk. And with that, they know what words to use, and they know how to have some boundaries about yes, no, maybe so. It's not even a part of what we say. We say yes or no. We don't have no middle ground. We can't be in the gray all the time. Now, you might be in the gray because as humans, we can be vacillating between two spaces because we're afraid to say the no, or we don't have enough information to decide, and that's fine. You can still say yes or no. It's like, yes, that sounds interesting. No, I cannot make a decision about that right now. I need some more information, right? So practicing how you say your words can be very helpful because you get grounded in not only what you want to start saying that is positive, creating positive emotions, but as you also kind of realize what is the nuance that allows you to see what situations, what people, what environments are toxic or unhealthy to you. You get to use your words too. You get to practice using your words by creating boundaries with your words. Saying definite yeses, definite nos, or, I don't think it'd be wise for me to continue to have conversations like this with you, but I appreciate, how you held space for me before, but I'm in a different space now, right? Having these definitive conversations can be really helpful and help you practice creating success, because success comes when we understand that it's already ours and we're creating a space so that it easily comes to us. It can't easily come to us when we're in negative emotions all the time because we're not even in a place to see the amazing opportunities coming to us, and we're not even in a place to be grateful for them because we're always looking for the danger that's coming after. We don't totally appreciate it. We don't totally celebrate it because we're always worried about the other stuff that may never happen, but we might be creating that because we've had really bad experiences. So we have to learn to unlearn those things and practice new words. So if this was helpful to you, then go ahead and click the link below because I have a 3-day change challenge, yay, to help you change so that you can change not just now, one time in band camp, but change for the rest of your life, giving you those principles that will help you have a new 2026, not the one that you're, not one right in 2026. We're going to change before the year starts. So in this 3-day change challenge, you're going to get clarity. You're going to step into a new identity and you're going to learn how to get results in your business, in your life. So if you love that, then go ahead and click below and I can't wait to see you there.